touch. You got the touch.
This is Stan Bush, and this epic video from Optibotimus truly has the touch.
Coming with another video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Deluxe Class Dreadwing. Now, we got Dreadwing previously with the RID line, but it was a Voyager size figure, and this one is being given to us in deluxe form, which has really kind of put a lot of people kind of off. I mean, they're not sure how to really take this figure, I suppose. But as you can see, he is a deluxe size figure. He does come with his Dread Assault Cannon. You got the nice package here with the card with Predaking on it. Come around here to the side. You got his technical data as well as an image of the toy itself. Down here on the bottom, you got the Transformer Collector Club, the proof of purchase, of course, Skystalker, Ratchet, and Bulkhead. And when you come around here to the back, you see other characters from Transformers Prime, the TV series. You got his jet mode, weapon storage, and that's about it. And then at the top here, it says, the powerful Dreadwing flies to war for Megatron and the glory of the Decepticons. Alright, as you can see, it comes with his Dread Assault Cannon, a launching missile, and the weapons actually combine. Now, a lot of people are kind of curious, well, they killed off Dreadwing in the show, so how are they bringing him back, and why are they bringing him back in terms of a toy form? Well, who knows? A lot of the previous deluxe class figures we've gotten have really kind of had a Beast Wars kind of homage with them. Most recently with Ratchet kind of being like Dinobot 2, and then for me, Bulkhead really being like Rhinox, and Starscream having a very pterosaur look to him. So I'm kind of curious to see if this guy has any of that homage going with him. I'm curious what you guys might actually think of that. So there's the packaging for him, so let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Dreadwing open up and out of its packaging, and much like all my other Beast Hunter reviews, we'll be taking a look at the Tales of the Beast Hunters, Chapter 14, continued from Chapter 13, Deluxe Class, Autobot Ratchet. You do have the image of Dreadwing right there, just like all the other ones. Come around down here to the bottom, you got the Dread Assault Cannon, which is an ancestral weapon passed down by generations of air warriors, fully nuclear, making it hot and radioactive enough to destroy circuitry without piercing armor, and a churning axe blades designed to hurl shredded armor back at the victim, delivering even more damage. Then you come down here to the bottom, and it says, Dreadwing has known Starscream for too long for the cowardly seeker to hide from him. Still, when he smashes into his former commander's hiding place, he expects a vicious fight, and is surprised to instead find Starscream with his weapons lowered. Listen, Starscream says, since when do I flee the moment Megatron is out of the picture? If he was deactivated because of me, I'd take command, as is my destiny. Dreadwing aches to blast the fellow air warrior to atoms, but he knows Starscream is telling the truth. He levels a finger at the other Decepticon. You will help me find Megatron then. Find him and bring him back. And is continued in Chapter 15, Voyager Class Grimwing. So, no real rationale or anything is given as to why we have Dreadwing again with the Beast Hunters, but there you have him, and he's in his deluxe class form. Now, one thing that I do have to tell you is that the instructions actually have the transformation completely wrong. This is how the wings are kind of configured, and the shoulder blades, or shoulder bits here are configured here for the jet mode, and that's actually wrong. What you want to do is inside here, and you can kind of see it, this whole section here actually shifts up. You gotta wiggle it just a little bit, and then you can bring this all the way forward. If you don't lift it, it doesn't actually go all the way forward. It's locked right there. So you do have to wiggle this up, push it up like so, and then bring it across like so. And that gives a much better look to it with this kind of like air intakes here on the side. So this is the proper transformation. The instructions, as I said, screwed it up. Fairly nice looking. You do have his feet hanging out here in the back. They're very similar to Laserbacks. They're not exactly the same. They're a little bit different, but they are similar in the fact that he's got like the 3-toe and then the heel toe kind of thing going on. He does have a landing gear down here. It doesn't really do much of anything. It's not a functional wheel. And then you have molded in wheels here, but it kind of doesn't rest too well. I mean, you can see where the undercarriage actually hits on the ground. So if that bothers you, I don't know. Very bright yellow. I like the colors on here. Very vibrant looking. You got the Decepticon logos here, very similar to the Voyager one, where he has the special kind of like Air Commander logo right there. Overall, very nice looking. He does come with this weapon, which, as you can see, it does combine like so, and then you can pull this out, and then here's this saw blade of doom. You fold this under, and then you wedge it. There's a little hole right in through here. You just kind of wedge that in there, kind of push it in, and now you can have that dangling down there, and then this actually can peg here at the top. So there is storage for his weapons. He does have the firing missile. It goes flying. He does come with 2 of those missiles. The second one doesn't really have any storage anywhere, which, well, maybe it kind of, let's see if that wedges it. Oops. So you can wedge it in there, but it ends up shooting that one out. But I guess you could put it like this if you really wanted to have extra storage. But very cool looking. I do actually enjoy the way that the weapons are. And when this gets in there, it kind of is stuck in there fairly strongly. Like I said, you can have these pegged together, and he can hold it like it's a staff, but we'll show that off here in just a second. Had him upside down. I mean, you can see from the bottom, he's a pretty ugly. I mean, here's his arms. He's a pretty ugly figure. His arms are, like I said, right out there in the open. They don't do a very good job of hiding at all, but it's not too terribly bad looking. I do actually really like this guy. Now, the transformation is very simple. A lot of these new deluxes are very simple, and people are complaining about the dragons being too simple. Well, here's one who's not a dragon, and this one is just as simple as those. So what you want to do, come around here, you can untab these arms, just kind of rotate those out. Take these legs, these tab down, lift them up like so, fold this back, and then rotate this around, and then bring this back up, peg that in on itself, fold these legs. You got the feet, like I said, the feet, and I'll show that off here in a little bit. The feet are very similar to Laserbacks, but aren't exactly the same. But here you have his legs done. Coming up a little higher, these arms, they rotate out. It's kind of funny because they're very, I'm going to leave these here because I just think they look really funny. Separate these out to the side, and then when you do that again, rotate them down on this little joint. Get that down like so. Take this, fold this. Well, you want to have the wheel out. Rotate this down, and this actually pegs in. It's kind of, you got the little peg right here, and then you got the hole there. You just kind of have to wiggle that to get it in place, and then bring these shoulder bits down. I just love the way that these arms look all stubby when they're like this. Now, you don't have to keep them like that, obviously, and you can position this how you want. You don't have to keep them like this. You can rotate these out. They just accordion outward and extend the arms, but I just think they're really kind of funny looking when they're stubby like that. And then bring these down like so. And here you have him in his robot mode. Now, there's one extra step that you can do. You come around here to the back. All of these wing bits here, well, number one, they angle back. It's very subtle, but they angle back a little bit. And then each one of these actually peg into each other and actually can separate. It's really very cool. It kind of gives them a weird look, giant butterfly sort of thing. I am a beautiful butterfly. But bringing it out like that, it's kind of weird looking. I'll be totally honest. I don't quite get it. I don't understand what that is supposed to represent or anything, but it's kind of weird looking. So typically speaking, I like keeping him down. He has a very peacock kind of look to him, where these flail up, and maybe it's used to kind of intimidate people or something. I don't know, but I mean, the figure itself though is really very cool looking. I really do dig the guy. As I mentioned, you do have his weapon here where you can have him hold it. Let me get this pulled out. You do have the gun where you can put it here, and you can have him hold that, and then he can also hold this just as a like a double wielding kind of weapon sort of thing, although he doesn't hold that very well. There we go. Maybe something like that. Doesn't fit in his hand, to be totally honest, all that well. It's kind of, maybe, yeah, there we go, okay. So you can have that look for him if you really want, kind of giving him like a sword sort of thing as well. Or if you really wanted to and make him kind of kingly looking, you can take this and stick that in there. And again, you can wedge that inside his hand like so, and you can have him like that. So I mean, it's really very cool, and there's a lot of different options with them. Something about this just reminds me of He-Man. I don't know. He kind of reminds me like of a He-Man character, but a really nice looking figure. I really didn't think I was going to like this guy all that much. Now, like I said, he is a deluxe, so he's going to be a little bit smaller than what we're used to with the Voyager figures, and for comparison, here he is. And here he's next to the Voyager version. And one thing that's vastly improved, at least in my opinion, is the head sculpt on this guy. The one thing that's much better is the fact that this is a hard plastic, as opposed to this one that had the soft rubber plastic head. This one is a nice hard rigid plastic, which is really perfect for this. And just better for Transformers in general. I don't like the soft rubber head. Now for his articulation, as you can see, the head rotates left and right. The arms will rotate anywhere you want. They're on ball joints, but this bit right here kind of gets in the way. He rotates at the elbow, bends on a kind of ratchet joint here at the elbow, nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist. The hips here move forward and back on ball joints. They rotate just above the knee, and they also bend at the knee. Then the feet are in massive amounts of ball joints. So a lot of posability with that guy. And then for another comparison, here he is next to Laserback. And like I said, the feet are similar. The feet actually on Laserback are bigger, so you can see that they aren't exactly the same, but they are very similar in terms of their design aesthetic. He's just a really fun figure overall, and like I said, the colors are very nice, very vibrant. I don't particularly see any direct kind of homages to this guy. You guys might, but there's nothing all that obvious to me, so I can't really pick anything out. But if you guys can, let me know what you think. How to transform him back, very simple. Again, you just gonna bring these down. As you can see, they kind of lift and then tab down. So you got a big groove slot here, so lift it, push it together, lift it, push it together. Do that on all of these. And like I said, it's an option with these. You don't have to separate these. You can keep more of a Dreadwing look if you keep it like that. It's just personal preference. And then you want to, they were extended out, just kind of push those down. Take this button kind of back here, push that, and that releases this whole thing. Bring this up. You want to make sure that you keep the head as straight as possible. If you keep it off on the side, it won't really fit up underneath there very well. So bring it up like so. Bring these up. And then, like I said, you want to swivel these down. Just like so. Bring them all the way up like so. These arms, just kind of get these out of the way. Well, we'll do that. Angle these, accordion these back, up and around, and then there's a whole bunch of different kind of groove slots in here. That one right there, which is in the shape of a triangle, is what this peg right here fits into. So just angle that, and boom, and it actually kind of puts it a little on an angle, not very much of an angle, but a little bit of an angle. And angle that up like so. Get that pegged in there. And there you have that. Then this whole section here, this untabs, and then rotate this down, flip it around, then bring it up, and bring these legs down, just like so. Push this in, and then again, there's a little tab right here that slots into a whole section here in the back. So that's a little bit harder to show. You kind of have to just feel around for it. Oh, then fold the feet. I'm sorry. Then just feel around for it, and you'll get it lined up there. Give it a nice little push, and here you have Dreadwing back in his jet mode. Now, bottom line, this figure may not be a lot of people's cup of tea. Because he is a smaller version of Dreadwing, that might put a lot of people off. But I really do enjoy this figure. There's a lot of really interesting stuff with it. The transformation, as I said, is very simple, but it's still actually fun to kind of do. Some transformations can be too simple and kind of boring. This one's simple and fun to do, so it works for me. The jet mode looks really good, at least kind of from the top. The bottom with a lot of jets look terrible, and that's true with this as well. And then the robot mode looks really cool, and I love the different options that you have, both with the weapon, for example, and the display options with the wings. It's really unique, and I really do think it's a figure that a lot of people will like and deserves to be in a lot of people's collections. Now this guy, as well as the rest of Wave 3 of the Deluxe class figures from the Beast Hunters, will be available at retail fairly soon. Or go ahead and click on the link down in the video description, go to Big Bad Toy Store and you can pre-order this guy and guarantee your copy, so you can have as much fun with him as I did. But beyond that though guys, that's about it. So once again, thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Keep in touch with me, find out recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews all at facebook.com/teambotimus, and follow me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.